Why has Triple H been so successful? Why is Triple H running WWE better than Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard on Monday and Friday night? Long-term booking.
What is going on, guys? Thank you so very much for joining me right here on Off the Script. This is your AEW Dynamite Grand Slam 2025 post show from Mexico City, Mexico. I am joined by the one and only Shot-Town Smart. Thank you guys so very much for joining us on this Wednesday evening, wherever you may be. Brother, what is going on with you this evening, man?
Not much, bro. I hear you're in Mexico right now, on location.
It's parts unknown, but I would not want to be in Mexico with the way that this show was tonight, bro.
I heard you were backstage at the show, bro.
Backstage with who?
Probably the Beast Mortos.
Listen, man, the Beast Mortos. There's a reason why he's in the thumbnail, folks. The Beast Mortos is the most popular lucha in the history of Lucha Libre, bro.
You are doubling down, bro. She hates you already.
Listen, man, good for him, man. What do you want me to say? Congratulations. Jesus fucking Christ.
This is not gonna help anything.
Whatever, man. We'll get into Mercedes a little bit later, man. How you feeling, man? How you feeling on this Wednesday? What'd you think of this show tonight, man? From Mexico City, first time AEW's in Mexico for Grand Slam Arena Mexico.
Well, I know your MO. You want to shit on it, so.
Did you watch the show?
The show, wrestling wise, was it a bad wrestling show?
It never is.
Right, but. Nothing was. I said this in my stream. All of the wrestling tonight was really good. Like, all of the matches are really good. But nothing happened that we are supposed to actually give a shit about.
What happened? What exactly happened tonight? Was there anything
nothing
forwarded? Something was forwarded. I can't say that nothing was forwarded.
I feel like nothing of importance happened. A lot of great wrestling. Look, man, if we're gonna take this show out of, the linear equation of everything and put it to the side and just call it a exhibition match or something like that, it was a great show. But as far as us sitting here trying to, piece together the storylines and look forward to what's coming next, then it was a boring ass show. I mean, like, nothing. It's just a bunch of fucking wrestling matches. It was a bunch of wrestling matches. I felt like it would have been fun to be there in person. I said this on my stream. If you were there in person, the energy was nice. It was hype. It was cool. It was like if I went to a House of Glory show. You're going to see some fantastic fucking wrestling, but there's no storyline there for you to be invested in. That's what we got in this show, man.
Well, I mean, nothing. You can't say nothing happened tonight, bro. I mean, our guy Hologram won $211,000.
God damn it! No, he didn't. He won. Oh yeah, that's what it came out to be. Like, he won 2 million pesos, so it was like 4 million pesos.
It was 4 million pesos. Yes.
So why do they think
the chat is saying I'm low now?
Here we go. Why do they think we care about monetary value in matches? Like,
I don't know. Tony is, bro. That's the way Tony books his show, bro.
Like, we don't care.
That just goes to show you that this is going to be a problem again with my microphone. This is the same thing that happened on Tuesday with Jason.
That's because I am too loud, man.
Well, maybe you should lower yourself now.
Well, I mean,
my volume keeps fluctuating, guys.
I can lower myself, but then people are gonna start complaining that I'm too low.
I'm leaving it. Fuck it. You got something to say? Fuck it. I'm out of here tomorrow. We'll be back home tomorrow. I don't give a fuck, man. Let's talk wrestling. I don't really give a shit. I'm not doing this tonight. I'm really not doing it. I don't care.
I'm lowering my volume so that everyone can turn up their devices and we can be even.
It is what it is. You know what? Hold on one second. Hold on a second. I'm low. You know what? I'm going to try and do a quick fix here. I'm going to transition. Hold on, Jesse. You stay right. You stay right there, bro. They can still hear you. Bullshit. Talk about your stream. Talk about your channel. I'm going to try and fix. Actually, you know what? Don't say nothing. I'm actually going to go do this. Hold on one second. I'm going to do this.
Oh wait. Oh, I'll get rid of it. No. Wait, I can find it. I can find it. Found it. One, two. Hello? Can you hear me now? Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me, chat?
Okay, now they can hear you.
Now they can hear me? Can you guys hear me now? You sound like you're in a hallway on my end, but I can hear you.
You know what? Fuck it. Hold on. Okay. All right. We're back. Whoa. Can you hear me? Hold on. We're back. Okay. Jesse? Can you hear me? Jesse, can you hear me? Testing. Jesse? He doesn't hear me. Jesse? This guy. What are you doing, bro? Do you believe this fucking guy? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Can I hear you? Are you saying something?
Yes. You can't hear
me. No, I can't hear you, bro.
Oh my.
Oh, wait. Wait. Okay, now say something.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you now. There
Jesus, I'm leaving the fucking microphone volume alone. I don't give a fuck if you can't hear me or not. We're going to talk pro wrestling tonight. I'm not dealing with this shit again, okay? That's it. You can't hear me? Raise your fucking volumes. Jesse's going to lower his, and that's the way it's going to be. Simple.
All right. I was at max, chat. I'm going to come down to about 3/4 so that I can even out with JD some. You guys can turn up your volumes on whatever you're listening on.
There you go.
Let's do it.
We're going to keep it that way. Deal with it. I'll be home tomorrow, and I'm getting the fuck out of here, okay? So don't even fucking bother. Jesse, give me your hottest take from tonight. What was the biggest takeaway for the show?
Ooh, man. Let's see. I guess we'll go with the main event because, I mean, like, I guess. Okay, let's start there. Why was Beast Mortos in the main event over Cesaro or Claudio? Sorry.
Apparently, Claudio could not be there.
Why?
I don't know why Claudio could not be there. I'm not going to insinuate why Claudio's there. I don't recall him getting hurt. I don't recall Claudio missing a flight. I don't recall Claudio backing out of the match because he didn't want to wrestle in fucking Mexico, I'm going to go on record and go out on a limb and say because of the highly profiled relationship that he's now in, he needed to be on the show. Am I in the ballpark?
That's terrible. I got my phone out. I'm going to check and see what we sound like collectively. We are good.
Okay.
We are good.
That's why Beast Mortos was on the show.
Yeah, well, I mean, some people in my chat were trying to say maybe it was a visa issue, you know, and I don't know. I don't know. It makes no sense. I guess we're just speculating. But there was one person that seemed to be a little bit different from the rest in that match.
He was definitely a oddball in the match. Yes, he did not fit. No doubt about it.
He was the benefactor of some creative control.
Yes.
One would say.
Yes, he was definitely the benefactor of who he's dating right now, for sure.
Let's start off with the battle royal that began the show. How about that one?
You mean the 28-man tag? That's your biggest takeaway for the night, the 28-man tag.
It was a fucking bro. Why did that match happen?
Bro, there were 14 men in this match, bro. There were 14 men in this match. And I don't want to speculate again because Grand Slam apparently has a ring problem. You know, when the last time they went to Grand Slam and did a Grand Slam in Australia, they used a fucking independent professional wrestling ring that was not the size of their regulatory ring. AEW by nature has a smaller ring than WWE. I think AEW uses an 18 by 18. WWE uses a 20 by 20. It was not the size of the 16 by 16 that was used in Australia. But the thing is, Tony booked a match for a 14-man tag, 7 guys on each team. And one of the fucking stupidest things he did, apparently, I didn't know this, and I don't really know why. Atlantis and Atlantis Jr. were in this match. They are on the babyface team, and they're getting booed out of the fucking building. So
they're getting booed.
I don't really know why they were on the babyface team if they were going to be booed. Why didn't you put them on the heel team? Doesn't make any sense. I'm not here to ask questions. But, Jesse, the ring was so small, or the match was too big, that 7 guys could not fit on opposite sides of the ring, bro. You could not have 7 guys at a time on opposite aprons, bro. So everybody had to stand on the outside, and this became a theoretical battle royal, and I didn't really even know who the fucking legal man was half the fucking time.
This was so good, man. It was just comically just hilarious. I'm sorry. I don't know what was going. They had one referee out there. One referee for all those goddamn men. Great. Brilliant. No notes. No notes. What was the purpose of this match? Is what I'm curious about right now. I don't know what
the purpose of the match was. Why are you asking me what the fucking purpose of the match was? The purpose of the match is Tony needs to get everybody on the fucking show so that he could brag that he used all of his roster for his big-time debut in Mexico. Why did the match need to be? I don't fucking know. I mean, this is his way of booking. He would rather do this and put everybody in a fucking clusterfuck of a match instead of actually go out there and write proper story for something that matters. So this is what we're left with. And by the time the match was over, they quickly went on to the next segment, and it's almost as if it never even mattered.
Oh, man.
Cash Wheeler wasn't even in the match. I don't even know who the fuck they replaced him with.
They replaced them with some... who knows? There's so many fucking people out there. I'm wondering why Cash wasn't able to make it. Was it because of that gun issue that he had?
That's the first thing I was thinking. But I heard that was completely wiped away. He was cleared of all the charges.
Right. I heard that was cleared up as well. So I don't know what the case may be there. Between that and between Claudio, I'm done trying to figure out why what we got is what we got. I have no fucking idea. I have no idea, man. And like I said, the in-ring, like, if I'm just a wrestling fan, like in a vacuum, and I come see this card, I come see this show, if I go to this show with a friend to watch some fucking wrestling and have some beers, I probably had a lot of fucking fun. I'm not gonna lie. The energy was nice in the crowd. I probably would have had a lot of fun. But sitting at home, watching it on TV and looking forward to advancing stories and looking forward to the build to All In and shit like that, I'm left confused. I'm left more confused than entertained. I'm not gonna lie. The wrestling was great, but we're used to just getting great wrestling. But what else? What else?
You can't use that as an excuse anymore.
No, that doesn't work anymore now.
Great pro wrestling show, man. You guys hate pro wrestling. You don't find fun in pro wrestling anymore. I mean, it's more than just having fun, bro. I don't give a shit if Jesse and I do this for monetary reasons. This is what I've made my fucking lifestyle now. This is my fucking job. This is not fun for me. It's not. I don't give a fuck about Templario and these guys that are randomly thrown out there, and you give me a 14-man fucking tag. What the fuck does it mean?
Yeah. And look, I touched on this like last week or 2 weeks ago, maybe, or something like that, but this might the point that we're making right now about the wrestling was great, but that might have something to do with what we were talking about, the oversaturation of pro wrestling on our television these days. We have plenty of pro wrestling. Giving us a show full of great pro wrestling is not enough. It's just not enough. That's like watching a movie. It's like watching a movie, or better yet, a television show, a series, your favorite series, insert what it is, Sopranos, Sons of Anarchy, Breaking Bad. That's like having an episode with nothing but action scenes, nothing but chase scenes, no explanation as to why the chase scenes are happening, no explanation as to where they're going. You just see nothing but chase scenes. And at the end of it, you say, what, you don't like action shows? Bro, why are these things happening? Yes, the action is great, but why are these things happening is what you need to tell us to keep us into what you're doing. Just having great matches is not enough to hold the home audience's interest. The live crowd, you might be sitting around saying, what, a live crowd is popping for it. That's because maybe at the show, when you're at the show and you're hanging out with your buddies and you've been drinking all day and you had some $35 hot dogs in the concession stands and you're having fun, then you're kind of excited. You get the cool music going, you're enjoying yourself. But at home, all we're seeing is a bunch of action scenes. We kind of want to know why the chase is happening. Yes, or a bunch of fight scenes. Well, the fight scenes were awesome. That's great. But why are they fighting? That's actually more relevant. Why are they fighting is what keeps the home audience interested. Because if you don't keep them interested, they turn the channel. When they turn the channel, that's when your ratings go down. We're not interested in just seeing great wrestling, bro. We see wrestling literally 6-7 days a week, depending on what week we're talking about. We need more.
A lot of people think that you are on the show with me and you're forced to shit on the show. That's not anywhere near the truth. So this is how you genuinely feel.
Genuinely, absolutely feel.
There you go.
We butt heads at times.
Hostage to talk shit about AEW.
Yeah. That's what people think. We butt heads. Whenever I say anything fucking positive, the fucking chat is all mad. It's like they only want to see negativity. But I'm sorry, I'm only going to give you how I feel at the time. And right about now, this is how I feel. We don't sit around and plot the demise of how to bash the show. At least, that's not what my intention is, man.
It's not my intention either, man. I got to fucking speak my truth. What the fuck you want me to do? Be quiet?
Yeah, I mean, I'm here to tell you how I felt about the show. And look, if I wanted this shit on the show, I would call the wrestling bad. I would call it all bad. I would call everything I saw terrible. But that's not how I felt. I mean, I did a live stream where I sat there and said, these matches are cool. These matches are good. The talent is amazing on this show. Even the luchadors that we make fun of. We crack jokes, but they're goddamn good in the ring, bro. It's just we've seen all of these spots. They are. We've seen all these spots. We know that they're all good. We know they're going to give us good wrestling matches, but we kind of want to see where the story is going. I could not tell you one goddamn luchador story in AEW. I don't know anything about why they're doing what they're doing. Any of them.
All right,
no exceptions.
We'll get into that. We had MJF and Místico, Jesse's favorite, on the show. We'll talk about that. You know, you make a very good analogy. That's not the first time you use that analogy. You use that analogy with me on this platform several different times. You know, it's definitely like AEW is a fucking just absolute amateur slasher flick where, you know, everyone's gonna fucking die. And it's the same shit and then a sequel comes out, another one, and they just rehash the same thing, and they just try and recreate the way fucking people are killed off in these movies. It's the same thing with AEW. Yeah. It's like they give you the pro wrestling every single week, and it's the same fucking thing every single week with big moves and big spots and kickouts of fucking 16 finishes in one match and no story. It's like, bro, I understand that you want to, you know, glaze your own ego here by going to Mexico, but what did he really do? What did he really do for the essence of Lucha Libre? Has anybody asked that question? What did Tony Khan tonight do for the essence, for the true meaning of Lucha Libre? If he wanted to do something in regards to that, he would have built this show a lot better than he did. It seemingly looks like he put this show together with fucking ChatGPT, and he just chose what he got in this 14-man tag tonight. Yeah, we'll team this guy up with this guy, and we'll put the Death Riders and Ops and all this other fucking nonsense in it. Adam Cole. It's like, bro, what did he really do for the essence of Lucha Libre tonight? Nothing. It was an embarrassment, if you ask me.
Well, I feel like the live crowd enjoyed themselves. At least they sounded like they did. And
how many times do they get AEW, Jesse? This is the first time they got AEW.
Right. That's what I mean. They don't get American wrestling over there. So for them, this was an absolute fucking treat. You know what I'm saying? It's not normal for them. So that's why I said I get the live crowd enjoying themselves, and everybody, you know, management in the back is probably patting themselves in the back saying, listen to this crowd, we're killing it. These people are happy that you're just there. You probably could have put on a bunch of terrible wrestling and they still would have popped. But the wrestling was great, you know? Yeah, it felt like they held the essence of Lucha Libre for the most part until like the main event, but whatever. But there was no reason for that crowd to not pop. They had a blast. But sitting at home, collectively, we probably just didn't give a shit, man.
No, nobody cared. Outside that, it was comical, the 14-man tag. We'll talk about what happened there. What else was a big takeaway for you tonight, Jesse? I know we had MJF and Mystico. We'll talk about that. That was the first part of the fucking show that we got tonight that had any semblance of story. And then we got the main event with the Death Riders, and they're building towards Hangman and Moxley, and we got a whole conglomeration of stuff going on there with Ospreay and Swerve and the Young Bucks. What did you think of Mercedes? Because that's going to be the biggest talking point tonight. What did you think?
10 pounds heavier.
What did you think of Mercedes winning the CMLL Women's Championship tonight from Zeuxis from CMLL?
You know, so we I don't know what to think about this, man. I don't know whose idea this was. I don't know why it's so important for someone, whether it's her, whether it's TK, whether it's CMLL, or all these other promotions that are just giving her these goddamn titles. I don't know why this is happening, but it is not a good look for anybody. I can't think of anyone except maybe little kids or little super stands who go around with Mercedes emblems and profile pictures and shit like that who enjoyed this. But nobody is sitting around saying this is great booking of Mercedes. This is Super Cena era bullshit. No one is enjoying this. No one wants anybody to just sit around and walk around and carry more belts. Those belts weigh more than she does. It looks fucking ridiculous. Why is she so special? Why is she so much more special than the rest of the women in that locker room? Some of these women can't even get TV time. Mercedes is walking around with 47 goddamn belts. Who thinks this is a good idea? Is she in the locker room with her peers? Are they all saying, I'm so happy for you? We're happy that you're getting all of this gold and TV time and we get nothing. We're thankful for you to be here so you can look great and we can barely get on television. Who is benefiting from this?
Nobody's benefiting from it. How is this helping women's wrestling? Someone tell me. How is this helping women's wrestling? Certainly helping Mercedes. Why is this happening?
At this point, it's making Mercedes look bad. It's making her look like a fucking, like she's not a team player. Like this, to any smart wrestling fan out there watching this, they are looking at this and saying, how is this fucking fair that she's winning all these goddamn titles and no one else is getting a fraction of the opportunity that she's getting? How is that fucking fair?
It is not fair.
Who's enjoying it?
Creative control is the reason why everything is happening. You think Mercedes is going to the CMLL promoter and Tony Khan? I can't lose. That's exactly what's happening. I can't lose my momentum. We're going into the biggest match that this company's ever seen in its division. I can't lose. I don't know why I don't know why she needed this championship, number one. Number two, they had Tony Storm come out there. Why didn't they just do the post-match attack during the match and cause a DQ while leaving Zeuxis as the champion, but yet giving Mercedes the win? Why did she need another belt? I don't really understand it.
Does it improve the match with Tony Storm at all in that she has another?
No.
Dominic Mysterio's out there calling Mercedes Hogan.
Bro, that's a troll account.
Oh, it's Dom.
That's a troll account.
What, the one I posted was?
Yes, that's a troll account.
It's got a check mark.
It's a troll account. It's not the real Dom. Jesse got trolled, chat.
It's got 22,000 followers.
You got trolled, bro.
Oh, that's the wrong one. Shit. No, but he did post it.
Engagement farmer, bro. You should delete that one, man. It's or block it. It's cancer. Yeah.
He did post that on a different post about Mercedes. He did. This is the wrong one. I'll find it later, but he did. But fuck, man. Are there any Mercedes fans? Legitimate Mercedes?
You know, I have Mercedes
stands,
fans, bro. Because I obviously tweeted about it. I'm like laughing my ass off. Another championship, man. How exactly does this help women's wrestling? And you got people claiming, oh well, she's gonna win all the championships, and she's gonna have a downfall and lose them all. Why do you want to see that? Mercedes is going to build herself up and then lose all these championships consecutively to all these different promotions. And then what? What is her value at that point? Or, this is my conspiracy theory, Mercedes is making herself into the biggest female star that we have ever seen in this generation because she knows she's going to be here for a very short shelf life. And she's doing all of this to simply walk back into WWE and have all of this on her resume so that when she goes there, she gets the money that she wanted in the first place. And it's going to be much, much more than what she made the last time that she was there. That's exactly what I think is happening. She is absolutely using Tony Khan, playing him like a fucking fiddle, bro. There's no reason for any of this to happen. There's no reason. Like you said, what does this do to enhance the match with Tony? It doesn't do anything for All In. She's going to win the championship, and then what? What is this doing for the division? All these people, AEW loves women's wrestling. They are focusing on women's wrestling. No, they're not. Where? How does this help women's wrestling in AEW? The woman don't even change with the other females in the locker room. She's got her own locker room. She's got her own fucking this, her own that. How is this benefiting anybody? Has she done anything to enhance anybody in that division? To help find a new star there?
No.
Where's Thunder Rosa on this show? She wasn't even on the fucking show.
Nope.
Awful. No, but she's got enough pull to get her fucking boyfriend on the show, though, right? Fucking ridiculous, man. Nobody has an answer on how this helps women's wrestling. Nobody. No, Jesse's stumped. I'm stumped. Everybody's stumped.
Nothing good is coming from this.
No.
Nothing. No one's getting over. It's I don't get it, man. I don't fucking get it.
Rush wasn't on the show? No, Rush wasn't on the show. Where is he? LFI, where are they? We don't care about that. Well, listen, we get Beast Mortos on the show, though. Who wasn't even allowed to wrestle for CMLL before tonight?
Rush couldn't get into Mexico either?
I guess not. I don't know. Who the fuck knows? MJF wrestled Mystico. We'll talk about that. We got the Death Riders getting involved with Hangman Page, and Hangman cutting a promo to start the show, which I don't really know if it did anything good for the ratings, because the last thing I want to see is Hangman starting the show speaking in Spanish, because this is an American program, and Spanish, Excalibur did not help us figure out what he was saying, so you wouldn't even realize he was in a fucking title match at All in Texas against Jon Moxley. We'll talk about all that. We got a lot to get into, and I'm glad you guys are joining us here on this Wednesday night. Again, I apologize for the minor technical inconvenience earlier. I'm working on my mobile setup. I don't have my typical setup. I'll be home tomorrow. As long as you guys get a stream tonight, I don't really care. That's all I care about. I want to entertain you guys. I want to leave you guys with a review, and that's it. I don't want to have to worry about this tomorrow, because by the time I get home, I don't want to speak about AEW till next Wednesday. But
you'll tweet about him.
Yeah, I'll tweet about him, yeah. Just like you'll tweet about CM Punk, bro.
You know, I thought about this. How about we put some money up, and I'll put up my CM Punk tweets versus your AEW hate tweets.
And what's on the line?
We'll put some money up, but whoever has the most has to pay up.
You're gonna really push me to not tweet about AEW to hopefully win some money?
No. We're not going forward. We're gonna go back and count.
Oh no.
No. We're gonna go back and count.
Because you know you got it in the bag, you clown. I'm not doing that.
So how can my hate be more than your AEW hate?
Bro, your hate is completely unnecessary because the man is doing what he's doing.
Here's the thing and I'm glad we brought this up. Here's the thing about you and everybody in this chat don't get. My hate is less about CM Punk and more about his fucking Swifty-like troll fans out there.
Oh, it's all about his fan base now.
You didn't catch any of the fucking shit out there. You missed.
No, man.
I gave you a story. I gave you a story on Sunday, and your ass didn't follow it.
You thought I read the comments on your fucking threads, bro? Come on.
I gave you a story on Sunday, and you didn't follow that story. So maybe you're not following the story that AEW's giving you.
AEW giving a story?
No, they're not.
No. Listen, man, you could dislike CM Punk, bro. I know you. You're a logical human being, man. You know Punk has delivered some bangers last year. You know Punk is still a fucking mega beast in the ratings and drawn crowds to arenas. You know all that. I don't agree with some of the things that he's done lately, but I'm not going to sit here and fucking lose sleep over it.
His fucking fan base is what I fucking hate,
bro.
Man.
His fan base is just like anybody's fan base, like Mercedes fan base, like Alexa's fan base, like the AEW fan base, bro. They're all the same. They're all mentally ill people.
They are fucking crazy. The only reason I brought up Punk when I did is because of the fucking Saudi Arabia shit, and I started just trolling people like, look, he's going to Saudi Arabia. He's a hypocrite. These motherfuckers wish death upon me and my family, and my mom shouldn't have given birth to me, and this is how his fan base acts.
Bro,
they are so ignorant.
Bad, man. Look, you got to see what I get from the AEW sickos.
They are so ignorant. Look at this retard here. The best in the world, 312. Look at this fucking guy. Look at this. He names him. Look at this.
Jesse is seriously delusional. Fuck, man.
I'm delusional. He names his goddamn account after a fucking. Look at this. This is what I'm talking about. They are fucking mental. They don't even know.
I don't know what to
They don't even know how mental they are. They don't even know. They think that they're normal people. Everything I'm saying about Punk at this point is just trolling all these super retarded stands.
Anybody can sit out there and be unhappy that he's going to Saudi Arabia. I am okay. You can say and feel however you want. But I try and look past it because there's nothing we can do about it. There's nothing we can do about it. At the end of the day, he's gotta be a businessman, and that's exactly what he's doing. He's playing business. So
at the end of the day, I don't care. At the end of the day, I don't fucking care.
No. If he doesn't care, then why do I care?
I don't fucking care. Exactly. I don't care. But what's funny to me is how grown people go online, search for CM Punk by name, and insult and give death threats to people who don't like their favorite wrestler. How does that make sense in anybody's fucking brain?
But you gotta you gotta be honest with me. You gotta appreciate John Cena's way of fucking just like actually bringing his past mistakes to light and making it into a storyline. Even though he's going over there, John Cena gave him a championship match and dangled it in front of him and said, "You want this? You got to go to the place where you said that to everybody you don't want to go." And he's making him into a hypocrite. I like that. That's probably the most heel thing John Cena's done. So if it's going to give us a good story and make sense of it for why the match is happening and add heat to the match, then I'm all for it. Why would I be upset with that?
It makes perfect sense. Not only that, the continuity in that is amazing.
Yeah.
And that whole story, that it makes complete sense.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, but if I say anything that one of these fucking trolls don't like, they get so mad.
Yeah.
I mentioned this earlier in my stream. I can't think of anyone, any celebrity ever that I can find someone on social media talking shit about and I jump in to defend them. They defend them like they're married to, like it's their spouse or a family member.
Bro, these people are mentally ill, bro. I mean, they go to war for these people that don't even know they're alive, bro.
They are fucking nuts, man.
Yeah, I know.
They are nuts. It was so fun to sit there and watch them fume because someone said something ill about their precious Punk.
Yeah.
I did it every 15 minutes. I had a schedule. I had a reminder on my watch to remind me to go say something about Punk that day.
Yeah, I believe it. Now listen, it is what it is. We all have our opinions. At the end of the day, we're all pro wrestling fans no matter what. So we'll be here to talk about it. I will definitely be live during the Night of Champions show. I'm sure Jesse, I don't know if he's going to be doing a watch along, but it's probably going to be well worth his time to do one. But we'll definitely talk about that next weekend.
When is it this weekend?
Yeah, Saturday. Yeah, next Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. Okay.
So yeah, again, guys, I will be home tomorrow. Content will resume throughout the weekend. I am leaving vacation tomorrow morning, flying back to New York. So look forward to that. Streams will be back to normal on Friday for SmackDown, which apparently is going back to 2 hours. I can't wait for that. July 4th weekend, SmackDown is back to 2 hours because USA Network has a new show that is following SmackDown. So thank the fucking Lord. Our prayers were answered. So I'm looking forward to that very much. Follow me on... What happened?
That's great.
Yeah, it's great news. I know. Follow me on social media at JDfromNY206. Follow Jesse at Chi-Town Smark. Go and follow us there. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. I was going to set a goal, but I will do that during the week. Bandito has a new mask, authentic mask for sale on Shop AEW, so we're going to do another goal. I have just received via email, I got my Grande Americano mask. It's in the mailbox at home, so I got that delivered. I'm still waiting on my Phoenix mask. And I'm still waiting on my all-in generic mask that I will be wearing on the stream. So look forward to that. But if you guys want to see me wear the Bandito mask on an upcoming stream, we'll have fun with that on Friday. What else do we have to go over here? Subscribe. Super chats are open. Get them on in. You guys know the deal with that. Let's have some fun for the last night here that I'm on vacation. And hit the thumbs up. Let's try for 1,000 likes. That is the goal. Right here on the AEW Grand Slam Post Show, right here on OTS. Jesse, anything you want to add before we get into this show?
No, man. Let's get into this show and out of it, bro.
You don't want to be here, huh? You don't want to hang out with me?
I'm
hanging out with everybody and bypassing some nice whiskey flights, bro, to be here with you.
Hey, I'd love to hang out with you. Let's go hang out somewhere, man.
All right, let's do it.
Well, we're not talking about wrestling.
No. This is. I don't mind talking about wrestling, but this show, I don't really care to talk about. Adam Page, we'll start with this. Adam Page started the show off, which is a great thing because he's in the biggest match on July 12th for the AEW World Championship against Jon Moxley. He comes on out and he is power walking to the ring. He gets a big ovation. The crowd in Mexico was very loud, very lively. I don't know how many tickets they sold. I think around 7,000 or so tickets plus. Could be 8,000. I'm not sure. I didn't look at the final numbers. But it was a jam-packed house in Arena Mexico. The aesthetics looked great. The color looked great. I love the stage setup. They had this platform above the 2 LED screens, and they had a staircase coming down to the main ramp. It looked really fucking good. So shout out to the AEW production team to make that look really special tonight. I love when a show has a distinctive look and a distinctive feel, something that WWE has so far removed themselves from. I hate that. The only thing that really stands out is WrestleMania, and WWE doesn't give a shit about everything else that they do. But Adam Page hit the ring, and he cuts this entire promo, Jesse, in Spanish. Excalibur is trying to just go over what he says, and he tries to translate everything that he's saying, but it's not really translating well from Excalibur to us at home, because when Adam Page was speaking, Excalibur was underneath that speaking, and you could barely hear the explanation he was trying to give to translate Adam Page's promo, and he did not want to overspeak Adam Page, who at the same time was cutting his promo in the ring in Spanish. So he basically cut everything in Spanish, and he mentioned his upbringing with his family. This is what I pieced together. And brings
I have it if you want me to read it.
Yeah, go ahead.
I got the whole thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
Says, hi, my name is Hangman, and I want to apologize for my Spanish because it's not the best, but it is a little better than much gringos, so I will try.
Oh, man.
He says, when I was young, my family had a tobacco farm, and every summer, like 6 men would come from Ruiz Nayarte to work. He says their names, who they were. Every year I worked with them, and they taught me about Mexico. They were hard workers, honest, and cared for their families. They taught me that we were all better when we worked together. That is why I want to thank you. Thank you for having us in your house tonight. Thanks for this collaboration between AEW and CMLL, because when we work together, we can change the world. Now I will talk about our champion, Jon Moxley. I'm sorry to say that I don't have a match tonight, and I am not allowed to be in the arena during his match. But nobody said anything about after the match. So after all that, I will beat his ass. Until then, thank you to everyone here in Arena Mexico, and I will see you soon.
That's all he
Why
said.
is he not allowed to be in the arena during his match?
Some bullshit kayfabe reason that Tony Khan gave him.
Ah, okay.
So he cut all this in Spanish. He didn't say anything about how important the fucking world title is to bring back home to AEW. He didn't even mention Jon Moxley after mentioning his fucking name and why this match is happening and why this is an important match for AEW and the fucking landscape of AEW going on into the rest of 2025. It was basically a rah-rah speech decoded in Spanish in front of Arena Mexico. That's all that I gather from this, correct?
Pretty much.
Is that what it was? Listen, the way that I see it, and first of all, I want to start by saying this. Adam Page, I didn't even know Adam Page spoke Spanish, number one.
No, it's very impressive.
The fact that's exactly where I was going. I said this as much on social media. The fact that he cut this entire promo in Spanish is fucking unbelievable. I didn't even know he spoke the language. So either that or he rehearsed that in front of his mirror for the last 7 fucking days, knowing that he was going to be here. But holy shit, man, that is an impressive feat, because if I was tasked to do that, I could not. I couldn't even remember. A
couple of my Spanish-speaking members told me that he did a very good job, actually, too.
No, he sounded very believable and very good. Now, on the flip side, if you are a casual viewer here in the United States and you hear Adam Page, who you realize is in the main event of All In, and he's wrestling for the AEW Championship, and this match is a big fucking deal, and you hear him cutting a promo in Spanish, and you don't know what's going on, and you don't know how, this is going to end up, and what he's actually saying. I mean, for a viewer that's flipping the channels, how does this look to somebody? It's not a good look. I don't know how else to put it. Like when I go to a wrestling show here and I'm watching a show in the United States, he should have cut the promo in American, in English. Like at least some of it. I didn't say he should have cut some of the promo in Spanish, but the whole fucking thing?
It was impressive. I figure fans like us will get around to decoding it and figuring out what it was, but to the home crowd, it probably felt kind of good.
Or if you wanted to do that, why don't you give me subtitles on the bottom of the screen? They don't have a production truck that gives me fucking subtitles?
That's what they should have fucking did.
Subtitles and everything. You couldn't give me closed captions or anything?
That is exactly what they should have done. I tried turning on my closed captions on Max, and it just kept giving them to me in Spanish. So that's something they definitely could have done. They could have definitely translated. It could have put the translation on the screen for us. That would have been very helpful.
Yeah, that would have been so much better if they wanted to go and have him cut a promo in Spanish. Excalibur tried, but he did not want to overstep his boundaries because, it would be more about him instead of listening to fucking Adam Page cut the promo. So he came in very low, and he didn't want to overspeak.
Want to talk over him.
Yeah, he didn't want to overspeak Hangman. So that's what it was there, and that's the way the show started. And then we got right into the action, and we go from Page to a huge tag team match here. And this is Adam Cole, Danny Garcia, Brody King, Templario, Bandito, Atlantis, and Atlantis Jr. against Kyle Fletcher, Konosuke Takeshita, Josh Alexander, Lance Archer, Volador Jr., Hechicero, and Dax Harwood with Stokely Hathaway. Now, Cash was supposed to be a part of this match. I'm assuming that Volador Jr. was added to take the place of Cash. A reason why he wasn't there is not known yet, so hopefully he is okay. I'm not going to go over this because, honestly, at the end of the day, it doesn't mean anything. And if you missed it, I swear to God, guys, you didn't miss anything. Jesse and I talked about this briefly. This was a 14-man tag, and the ring was so small for 14 men that 7 guys on each side of the ring could not fit on the apron to just be featured even on television to make the tag. They had to stand on the outside of the ring in their corner, and whoever was up next would jump up to the apron, and then they would get the tag in, and the action would resume. At the end of the day, this meant nothing. We didn't get any build towards anything FTR going into All In. We didn't get any build towards Adam Cole and Kyle Fletcher. We didn't get anything in this match at all for Brody King. He was just there, and he was a fucking NPC. He was a non-playable character. That's it. The only thing people are talking about for Brody King is that he wore an Abolish ICE t-shirt out to the ring tonight. So that's the only thing that happened with him. Stokely, now, depending on who you talk to, this could be a shots fired type deal from what I read on social media, depending on who you believe. Stokely said that, what did he say, Jesse? He said that he was practicing this one all day, and then he said what? Gracias, he said? Is that what he said?
I missed that one. I don't know.
Yeah, he said Cash won't be here tonight, but one and one half of FTR is here. Hathaway said he's been working on his Spanish and said gracias. Meaning he should have said gracias, but he said gracias. Just kind of throwing it in everybody's face. He's just being
like gimmick infringement.
I don't know. So. Yeah, we got nothing here. I don't know what's going on with the Don Callis family going into All In. Josh Alexander's got no role. Takeshita's got no role. Lance Archer's a jobber. Adam Cole is probably going to be wrestling Kyle Fletcher. Danny Garcia, jobber. Brody King, what is he doing? Probably waiting for Buddy Matthews to get back, and that hopefully is very soon because this guy is fucking dying 1,000 deaths out there all by himself. At the end of this, Jesse, we got the baby faces to win. Cole, Garcia, King, Templario, Bandito, Atlantis, and Atlantis Jr., who were both booed out of the building. They were on the babyface team getting heel reactions, and when Dax was beating them up, he was getting the Atlantis Jr. and Atlantis were getting the heel reactions, and Dax was actually a babyface at the end of this thing. So I don't know what the fuck's going on. Someone told me that he apparently is the Roman Reigns, Atlantis Jr. of CMLL, and the fans are sick and tired of him being jammed down our throats. I don't know.
I don't know.
I was at the booze.
I asked everybody in my chat. There was an absolute zero. Is there anybody here? And look, I'm genuinely. I mean, like, there's a lot of fucking trolls out, but is anybody here actually genuinely a fan of CMLL? Like, do you watch the content?
No.
Is anybody here familiar with the story is, I mean,
bro, the only people that watch fucking CMLL, bro, are Tony Khan, man. That's come on.
I can't. Nobody. You incorporated a different promotion with yours, and no one is feeling the collab. I mean, like it's you're the only one that's enjoying this. I mean, I don't understand why the collab is happening if there's no market for it with your company. I don't get it.
I don't know. Apparently, the two worlds colliding. It's great for all pro wrestling. What is it? What are they doing for CMLL? What exactly are they doing? Now, I can't sit here and talk about AAA and WWE. We don't know how that's going to end up. For all we know, fucking they'll turn it into NXT Mexico. But for that Worlds Collide show, I mean, they put AAA on the map. They did numbers that WWE live streaming on YouTube have never done before, and they made some solid superstars from that show. Everyone's talking about Vikingo. Everyone's talking about Mr. Iguana. I don't get that same reaction when AEW and CMLL link up. I don't hear people talking about anybody, especially to the lengths of Mr. Iguana and fucking Vikingo. So what exactly has Tony Khan and AEW done for CMLL? Nothing. They've done nothing for New Japan. They've raided New Japan. That's all I know. They stole all their fucking talent. They left New Japan basically fucking lifeless. What has he done for these promotions, Jesse? Because from what I see, he's done the opposite.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I care about as much for AAA as I do CMLL, bro.
I don't care about that either.
I don't give a shit. I mean, it's and it's probably, look, if it's not a promotion that you're into, you're not gonna get into it from a couple of shows here and there. I mean, that's just not. I mean, that it doesn't work like that. You have to actually be invested and watch it and continuously watch it to be invested. Otherwise, I mean, great. You have a cool looking iguana guy. I like the iguana looking guy. Like, he looked kind of fun, you know. I saw some people saying if the iguana guy was in AEW, WWE fans would shit all over it. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know. But I enjoy the iguana gimmick. I've never seen the guy wrestle before, but the iguana gimmick does look kind of cool to me. But as far as AAA goes, I don't care. CMLL goes, I don't care. I genuinely don't care at all. So, I mean, these collabs are not working for me. It's not like I'm now so interested in AAA or CMLL, I have to go watch their product. I don't care. I don't even watch NXT. Why would I watch fucking AAA?
Listen, I don't watch NXT either on a week-to-week basis. I catch up on YouTube clips and fucking whatever I can on social media. But yes, Conan did say that WWE is in the process of getting AAA a TV deal, and that's exactly what WWE's narrative is going to be. They're going to try and push AAA onto a major pro wrestling as a major wrestling company and major wrestling presence here in the United States to sell to a TV network so that they look better in comparison to what Tony Khan is doing for CMLL. They are going to make AAA the centralized hub for all lucha libre, and that's exactly what they're doing. It's being used to make AEW look bad at the end of the day. I know what they're doing. Everybody sees what they're doing. It's all a fucking game to these people. I don't give a fuck. Just give me good wrestling and good stories. That's all I care about. And good characters that I'm emotionally invested in.
I do like the fact that we're getting. I mean, I like the fact that people now have the option to broaden their wrestling spectrum and see different kinds. But like I just asked, like, is anyone actually interested in AAA or CMLL on a regular basis? Nobody's.
No.
There's just too much fucking wrestling on, man.
No.
There's too much. I mean, who's gonna watch WWE, AEW, AAA, CMLL, NXT, TNA, New Japan, you know, GCW? Who's gonna sit and watch all of these fucking promotions?
Someone who doesn't have a job and has absolutely no desire for anything else in life, bro. They have no life responsibilities. That's who.
It's too much, man.
Yeah.
It's absolutely too much.
Too much of a certain something is no good, man. So anybody that's kind of dipping their toes in fucking 18 different promotions, man, please go find a different hobby. Honestly, it's definitely unhealthy for you. So we got highlights of Okada and Kenny Omega. Same highlights, but a shorter version of it that we saw last week, which I know Jesse and I talked about last week. They did a very good job on that, documenting the history between Omega and Okada, which we will get to in a second because, again, what I said last week is certainly looking like it's ringing true. Okada, the Continental Champion, and he's out there with Don Callis against Mark Briscoe, who is basically fighting for Kenny Omega's honor here because of what happened last week where Omega was coughing up fucking chili paste, and it looked absolutely ridiculous to a point where AEW just looked foolish. So, again, Mark Briscoe, Jesse, in another role, simply to take a loss. This was a rematch from the Continental Classic back in December, which Okada ended up winning. I get that they tried to make sense of this and tried to make this into something, but at the end of all this, man, it was ultimately nothing, and it resulted in Mark Briscoe taking yet another loss. And I know everyone loves Mark Briscoe. I don't think there's anybody watching this show or a professional wrestling fan that dislikes Mark Briscoe. But the more you present someone as a loser, Jesse, the reaction from the fan base is they're going to look at him as a loser. You know, he doesn't win big matches. He's only using these roles to put someone else over. How did you feel about this, man? Because I'm watching this and I'm like, this match went like almost 18 minutes. Like, why did we need this to go 18 minutes? And what purpose does this serve?
I don't know. I mean, I love Mark Briscoe. I'm happy he's here. I look at Mark Briscoe as like the R-Truth of AEW. He is just a sympathetic guy that we just love to have on the roster. He loses here and there. I mean, whatever. Nobody expects him to win any championships. We just happy he's in the company. You know, to be honest, if he disappeared and went to ROH and didn't do anything else, I don't think anybody would bat an eye.
Yeah, but I mean, he's so good at what he does, and they just continue to beat him and beat him and beat him. It's like he really doesn't serve any purpose there. And we all had high hopes for him after Jay passed away, and they've done nothing with him. He's only used to put everybody else over. It's like,
I don't know what kind of high hopes anybody had.
At this point, I'm sure, but at this point, when you look at Mark Briscoe, it's like, you know exactly what the outcome is before the match even takes place.
Yeah,
I'll tell you right now, it's not fun to watch.
No, it's like I said, he's a likable guy, and I think a lot of people are just happy that he's employed because before his brother passed, they couldn't even get a job in the company because of the network. So I think they're happy that he's here. I don't think he's ever gonna get let go, and I'm okay with that. I mean, I'm not necessarily upset because he's not winning more. I'm not happy that he's losing, but at the same time, I'm just happy he's on TV because it could be worse.
I guess that's a good way to look at it. I mean,
it's not like Brody King. I'm pissed that Brody King is not being booked right because that guy should be a fucking top guy. He should be a main eventer by now. I don't know what the fuck they're doing.
He's a punker, bro. He ain't going. He ain't gonna.
Oh, that's right. That's right. He's
just like everybody else. I heard Stokely's a punker too, and after what he did tonight, he may be off TV.
Ugh, man. Jeez, man. That's not good.
I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on over there. You mentioned Punk and Cody, guys. You know exactly what's going on. Where's Jamie Hayter? You know what happened? She just got back to TV and then she got taken off TV again. Why is that?
What happened? Is it not an injury? Not an injury. Something. There's something happened while she's not on TV.
She's injured again?
I gotta find the article I saw on her. But it was something that she was gonna be out for a short term, not a long time.
Oh, yeah, that's great. She'll be back on the pre-show for All In Wrestling.
There you go.
Yeah. So Okada here versus Briscoe. This was basically done to get Okada heat because AEW is going to do the lamest fucking thing. They're going to keep Omega. They're going to keep Omega off of television until All In. So that's exactly what they're doing. They're gonna do whatever they got to do with Okada to give him some heel heat by beating someone as beloved as Mark Briscoe, and they're gonna keep Omega off TV until maybe, I don't want to say All In. That would be fucking stupid. Maybe he comes back on the Go Home show and he gets revenge on Okada, and he surprises Okada by coming back after they think he's basically finished and the match is kind of uncertain right now, quote unquote. But it's ridiculous to keep one of your star guys out for one of your biggest matches on that show. So that's exactly what they're doing. They can't even be bothered to write fucking story. They'd just rather keep him off television. So Okada planted Briscoe with the big flapjack. Brisco avoided a tombstone, standing Enziguri for a reset. Both guys are down. They both trade forearms. Okada targets the eyes. Brisco answered with a flying forearm. Fisherman busted for 2. Okada fought off an exploder with an air raid crash neck breaker, and he followed up with a top rope elbow before hitting the Rainmaker pose and then flipped everybody off. Brisco bit the fingers, and Brisco got to the top rope after taking Okada down. He went for Froggy Bow. He connected for a 2 count. He called for the J Driller. Okada backdropped out of it, got a backslide, missed the Rainmaker, but connected on his drop kick, which was always beautiful. Brisco dodged another Rainmaker, tried a J Driller. Okada broke free, hits a tombstone, and then hits the Rainmaker, and nobody kicks out. 1, 2, 3, Okada wins this non-title match over Mark Briscoe. Post-match, Don Callis joined Okada. The two posed while the crowd chanted for Omega. Callis raked the eyes of Briscoe and held him as Okada smashed him in the ribs and in the face with the Continental Championship. They beat up Briscoe after the match. Nobody came out to help. And again, done simply to get him some heel heat in the absence of Kenny Omega after last week's show. That was basically it. Clean win here.
I can't believe nobody came out.
Nobody.
You know, I mentioned this on my stream. I said, it seems like they got Kevin Knight and Speedball Mike Bailey like on permanent standby in Gorilla for the obligatory babyface run-in for shit like that. They just seem to run in into different angles. They even got to be their own and just be a babyface help run-in duo. That's kind of what they do. But nobody came out for Mark Briscoe, though.
Well, Speedball wrestled Okada at the last pay-per-view. You would think that he would have some backup ready for Mark Briscoe, right? Nothing.
Yeah, nah.
Nothing.
Nobody cares. This guy was out there defending the honor of Kenny Omega, gets his ass beat, and nobody cared. Huh?
Nobody cared. AEW simply doesn't care.
There you go.
MJF. This is when the show actually started for me. After an hour of nothing on this show, this is where the show finally started because we got some presentation and we got some story. So I was happy to see this. MJF out there. He's got an MVP-like ring attire on. He's got the letters MJF across the back. He's got Uncle Sam over half of his chest on this ring attire. He really did the USA proud tonight here in Mexico. Prick MJF is the best MJF. He just went into enemy territory and just represented the United States the way that he did. You would expect nothing less from him. Místico was his opponent tonight. The legend in Mexico known as Místico. He came out, Jesse. This was probably one of the biggest reactions, maybe the biggest reaction of the night. People sang his theme song. I don't have the name of the song, but apparently it's a thing down there. His entrance was great. People sang along. It was a sight to behold, man. And 8,000 people just really getting involved with Místico, man. It really felt like AEW finally started the show with him and MJF, man. I really enjoyed the presentation for this match.
Yeah, man. MJF was out there doing his best Apollo Creed impression damn near, man. He had at all the red, white, and blue gear. And again, that's a lot of tensions between Mexico and the U.S. It just seems a little tone deaf in some points, but this was still entertaining, though.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, I don't. If you want to think that, that's fine. But I mean, I honestly, from me to everybody watching, I didn't really even think of that stuff. I saw MJF a heel, a villain in enemy territory against a hometown guy in Mystico. That was basically it.
Well, like you said, Brody King was wearing the ice shirt.
Well, I mean, shit's going down in the United States, bro. It's not a fun time. It's not a good time right now. So people are very politically motivated. What can I tell you? MJF is out there waving the American flag. He's saluting. He's rocking the red, white, and blue. Mystico's entrance was great. Really gave it that Grand Slam feel, and AEW being in Mexico. We'll pick it up after the commercial break. Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin both tried to get involved here to help MJF out, who's now part of the Hurt Syndicate. And MJF is giving Mystico he gave him a pelvic thrust to the face, which I mean, typical MJF, man. Mystico, he starts coming back, handspring, back elbow. MJF ran into an enziguri, springboard, crossbody. Tilt-a-whirl DDT spiked MJF. He then bails to the outside. Mystico came flying down with another springboard crossbody. We go back inside. Mystico connected on a senton atomico before rolling through and missed a moonsault. hitting a snap power slam for 2. MJF spits in his face, poked him in the eye, but Mystico met him with the destroyer. And MJF, the momentum of MJF allowed him to hit a punt kick and collapse onto Mystico for a near fall, which was very, very cool. MJF then, he wanted to bail up the ramp. Mystico ran after him. He tried for his finish, La Mística, but MJF countered into a tombstone right on the stage. So Bryce Remsburg, who's the referee of this match, and MVP checked on each guy as MJF dragged Bryce back to the ring, ordering a count because he wanted to take a count-out victory over Mystico here. Mystico gets up, and he beats the 10 count at an 8. He cuts MJF off in the ropes, hits a Spanish fly off the top rope for a 2. Mystico hit La Mística, and MJF was tapping out, but MVP jumped on the apron and distracted Bryce Remsburg, allowing MJF to get out of it, hit a low blow, and a schoolboy for a close 2 count. So MJF's reaction was shock and awe here. He hits a blatant punt kick when Bryce was looking, and he got DQ'd. So Mystico beats MJF because of the low blow with a DQ. MJF shoves Bryce down, and the beating was on by the Hurt Syndicate. They hurt people, and they ripped Mystico's mask off. MJF takes Mystico's mask, and he puts it on, and he stands on the second rope, just fucking taunting the crowd here in Mexico. Great sight. I mean, you expect nothing less from MJF. At that point, Bandito, Templario, Teton, Kevin Knight, and Speedball Mike, but yes, Jesse, Teton. Kevin Knight and Speedball appear from behind. There was this uncomfortable just waiting. Bobby Lashley stood there like a complete goof as he waited for Kevin Knight to jump off the top rope to land this fucking splash on him. It looked all fucking ridiculous. And the babyfaces chased the Hurt Syndicate away for a second week in a row. And that is the way the match ended. Mystico wins, Jesse, by DQ.
Sweet. Hey, we got a Billy Bomb. That's interesting. Let's do that.
We got a Billy Bomb in the chat. Yes, we do. We got a Billy Bomb in the chat. Let me...
do you have sounds? Do you have sounds?
I do. I got a round of applause. I got a round of applause for Billy.
All right, cool. There you go.
We love Billy. Billy coming in big over here. Says, my OTS family, I'm here in Mexico for the show. Crowd was hot, but we need some matches for All In. First time in Mexico Arena, the fans were hot, but God bless America. Where do we go with MJF at All In? God bless the troops, my brothers and sisters overseas. Billy, thank you again, brother. Thank you for the $100 bomb. Man. That is a lot of money, man. Appreciate you very, very much. And please get home safe, man. If you did really go to the show, that's fucking awesome. Congratulations.
You went to the show. Wow. You really are. What do you do for a living?
Billy is
what do you do for a living?
Beast, bro.
My goodness.
Yeah.
Also, if we could, let's get to Sidro's joke. He said he may not be sticking around. He's going to get going. Sidro, in case you guys have not know, is going through some intense medical issues right now, and he's recovering. So I kind of want to get to his super chat so he can get back to relaxing and recovering.
Sidro with a $5 super chat. Once in Las Vegas, I lost half my life savings in just 30 minutes, and it still hurts. To this day, I won't drive anywhere near that wedding chapel.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a real good one.
Yeah, that's that one may hit too close to home for some, Sidro.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
There you go, brother. Hopefully you are well, man. Thank you for being here. Even though in your condition, you're still here, man. Love you, man. Get well soon,
he's back.
Please.
Medical update right now.
Medical update where? In the chat? There
it
is?
Yeah.
All right, let's read this medical update from Sidro. We'll get back to the action here. A stent they put in my heart. Cardiologist will check on it in 2 weeks. If cleared, I could start being more active on 8 medications, playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth on downtime, and it is amazing. That is excellent news, Sidro.
Get well soon, bro.
Yes. And please, I know it's a lot, and I know it's probably more stress than a fucking human being should have to worry about. But 8 medications, bro, make sure you are on the clock for every single fucking one of them. Please. Yes. Get well soon, brother. Jesse, I gotta ask, man. You know, this MJF Mystico match was entertaining. I mean, MJF doesn't put on bad matches. Místico, he delivered tonight. I have no problem with what he did. He definitely wrestled some of what he usually does, and he also had to slow things down to fit MJF style, which is a little bit more story-based in the ring, and he heals it up a lot, which the two mixed, I thought was a very nice mixture. They gelled very well together. At the end of the match, we got the Hurt Syndicate being chased away again by Kevin Knight and Speedball Mike Bailey. We obviously see what the AEW Tag Team Championship match at All In Texas is going to be here, because Kevin Knight motioned around his waist that he wants the championship belt. So we know that's the match. My question to you is, MJF doesn't have a match yet. Or are we looking at MJF versus Mystico in a hair versus mask match or some sort of stipulation match for Texas? And if that's the case, do you find that to be beneath MJF for their biggest show of the year, man, especially after knowing what he's done the first two All-Ins?
Yes. I hope that's not where they're going. And if they are, it is absolutely beneath him, especially since we just did a match with them tonight. We don't need to see it again. MJF should be in something way more important. Same for the Hurt Syndicate. Again, I pitched it. I would put the trios titles on the Hurt Syndicate and give MJF a title that way. Double up on Shelton and Bobby. Why? Because they're not doing anything else with them right now. The ops aren't doing shit with them. I'm still waiting to find out what's going on with Hook.
Hook has not been on television after showing up at Anarchy in the arena and basically turned his back on Samoa Joe. Not a single fucking word.
Nothing. I'm trying to figure out why Hobbs is still walking around with what should be Hook's title. Interesting story to get into right there with Hook. He came back, seemed a little upset. Okay, let's see. Nothing. Just nothing. Now I care less about it.
You know, you are correct, Jesse, when you say that you don't have any interest in seeing a Mystico versus MJF match because we just seen it. What more could they do outside of what they did tonight? They basically gave you a pay-per-view match on TBS tonight. What else could they possibly do to make that match any different than what we got tonight?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Don't book it. Don't care. Book the Ops versus the Hurt Syndicate for the trios titles. That's what you fucking do.
Listen, I don't know how likely MJF tunes into the show, but I'm here on vacation, man. I'm fucking exhausted, but my mind is still working, man. And I'm here to tell you and everybody else and MJF himself, we don't mean any disrespect when we say that it's beneath you. We only care and want the best for you. Knowing what you did with Adam Cole, because I was there sitting fifth row, and Jesse was in attendance at Wembley Stadium. So for all the fucking geeks who say, JD and Jesse hate AEW, you know, I paid my way with no fucking help to get out there and sit in that fucking venue with this guy and then have drinks in the fucking hotel that he was staying at. And we, the next day, went to a fucking actual studio to do a post show for you guys for 3 hours. So
flew halfway across the planet.
So
to not care?
To not care. So that's number one. Number two, knowing what he did with Adam Cole and then Will Ospreay with the story that was told last year with the American title, which was fucking great, and him turning into Mr. America all of a sudden against Will Ospreay was fucking fantastic stuff. Two bangers with two great professional wrestlers. Not to say that Mystico is not a great professional wrestler, but looking back at what you did the first 2 years, and if this is your direction going into a third year for All In, how do you look at AEW and see that they respect MJF? I don't really understand that. Now, granted, I can't wait for MJF to get the fuck out of this place and go to somewhere where his star is going to be the absolute brightest it's ever been and get him on the fucking headline for WrestleMania. That's what I want. That's what he deserves. And that's exactly where he should be going. This, I don't know how anybody could get behind a possible Mystico match at All In. That shit is fucking ridiculous, knowing what this guy has done for the fucking company. Seriously.
Well, I don't know about them disrespecting the guy. I mean, from all accounts, from what I can tell, he's the highest paid individual in the company.
Well, then he rightfully so, robbing Tony Khan blind and keeping himself at a distance from everything else and at a minimum in the ring because he knows exactly what the fuck he's doing. So good on him if that's the case. All
right, so there's a time and place for everything. So they're probably waiting for this Death Rider situation to unfold or whatever the fuck has happened with it. I'm hoping that MJF is on deck and waiting for this title change to happen with Hangman and Mox and shit like that. And I'm hoping he's gonna get back into the world title scene at that point or something like that. I'm not sure, but there's only one world title, and he's not in the running for that right now. So anything else that MJF is doing to me is beneath him because he needs to be at the top of every fucking card. So by him going out and filming that movie, when he came back, they were already in the middle of this Death Rider story. As soon as they round the corner with that, I'm thinking they get back into the saddles with MJF next.
Now, I don't know what they're doing with MJF at All In. You would think by him stealing Mystico's mask and wearing it out of the fucking building that something's going to happen there with a mask stipulation of sorts. That is easy to decipher just by watching the show. Or we don't go in that direction. They end this. And like I said last week, they just put him in the gauntlet match and do, as Jesse just said, maybe he wins the gauntlet match and becomes the #1 contender for the AEW Championship through the gauntlet match at All In, which hopefully becomes a staple for that show. And I see Tony doing it again at that show because it was so great last year. Maybe that's his direction, which would be all right, but I just can't wrap my head around the fact that they're doing this Hurt Syndicate thing with Bobby Lashley and that they don't end up in a match, and MJF's got to go through Bobby first before he gets to the World Championship.
Yeah. But we'll see. I mean, I guess now that I'm thinking about it in hindsight, it would be kind of weird if he came back from his movie and they just thrusted him right into the title picture when they were already in the middle of something else. So they're waiting for that to unfold. But then at the flip of that, is this Death Rider shit has been going on way too fucking long.
Yeah.
So that's another problem. That's another problem with you having MJF on what we consider the sideline because you're waiting for this Death Rider shit to unfold, and it's been going on too long.
Yeah.
So now it's holding up other things at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense too. So hopefully we'll see MJF get into Texas and have something substantial for himself because having him not on the card right now while they're booking everything else around it, it really doesn't look good for one of their star guys. Yeah. Ricochet, Lio Rush, Máscara Dorada, and Hologram in a fatal four-way. And this one, folks, is for 4 million pesos. 4 million pesos on the line, which equals, with the currency exchange, $211,000.
I thought this was a tag match, bro.
No, this was a fatal four-way.
I was halfway through the match before someone in the chat pointed out that it was not a tag match. They worked it as a tag. They worked it as a tornado tag match for most of the match.
Did you happen to see the story of AEW being sued by a production member because he was shoved by Jon Moxley?
I absolutely did, yes.
Did you see Ricochet's tweet to said article?
I absolutely did, yes.
The world is full of pussies, he says.
Yes.
And then he promptly deleted said tweet. Everybody has screenshot it, and I can't wait for him to say something so I could just use it, or someone on that roster like Dax to say something and then screen cap it and just fucking use that as a reply. Thanks for the material, Ricochet. I really appreciate you, bro.
He was in character. He's been in character. He's been in character on social media. We can't pick out the things.
Is it working out for him?
We can't pick out the things that we want to be a shoot, and then the other things are a work. He's been in character for everything else on social media. Not a good character. He's losing on social media.
Then why did he delete the tweet if he was in character?
Tony Khan made him delete it.
Yeah, because he used it in a real life situation while someone is suing the company for
an
damages.
active lawsuit.
Yes,
yeah,
for medical reasons. Yeah, it's great.
It's stupid, dude. No, don't fucking. This is not something to play around with. This is an active litigate. Don't fucking no. This is not something to play around with. No.
Tony Khan has this thing. This is like the third time now, 3 or 4 times. I've lost count because it's just so fucking childish. I mean, it's literally like watching a kid do E-Fed. You know, I used to do the E-Feds too when I was in high school, man, because we all loved the fucking Monday Night Wars. One was WWE, WCW. It's like, that's all we talked about. It's like, you know, you had your rival fucking wrestling gangs in high school, and we used to wrestle in the fucking locker rooms before class, after school was over. It's crazy. Tony Khan is channeling his inner high school days with this shit. Like, it's so super fucking lame. He does this where he puts money on the line. He puts like a wager on the line. One match is for $2 million. One match is for $4 million. One match is for fucking 4 million pesos. When something like this happens, all I see is, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, so I'm going to pretend like this matters and put something on the line so people think that the match is meaningful. That's it. And it's not. It's fucking lame creative, and it's fucking it's creative bankruptcy. That's what it really is. So what he did here tonight is put Ricochet, Máscara Dorada, Hologram, and Lio Rush in a fatal 4-way for 4 million pesos because they're in Arena Mexico, and he thought it'd be cool that they wrestle over imaginary money.
That's not anything that we would give a shit about.
No, exactly.
It's money does not work as a prop. The titles that everybody carries around on television are all fucking props. They're just sick. They're just symbols of who you're telling us is the best in said division. The value of the title does not mean shit. The money that you are putting on the line doesn't mean shit. What means something is the prop itself. That title is supposed to have so much meaning behind it that we're supposed to care. Why would we care about money? Why would we care that someone won $200,000? How was man, did you see your favorite wrestler? He won a bunch of money.
Do we ever see said wrestlers with the money? Do they ever walk out with the money? Do they ever walk out with a briefcase? Do you film vignettes to show us what they do with said money?
Do they ever get robbed by their ops in the parking lot for that money and continue the story?
Nothing. They don't even get creative with it. They just make this stipulation and then nothing. There's no follow-up. So why the fuck should I care? You put 4 you put 4 lifeless wrestlers in this match that have nothing going on right now and expect me to fucking care because there's 4 million pesos on the line.
Nope.
Come on, man. Ricochet's out there. Lio Rush is out there. Hologram gets his fucking nameplate. 24-0, Hologram is. Gee, I wonder who fucking won this match. Hologram comes out, Jesse. He barely got a reaction. There was like maybe 5 or 6 people chanting, Hologram, Hologram. Even Arena Mexico knows that this guy is a fabrication of Tony Khan's imagination. And he's not even a real luchador. They even had Excalibur shield to us that he wrestled on the Indies as Hologram, and he's a fucking world-renowned fucking veteran. I'm like, what the fuck? Where did this guy
Doesn't feel
come
like
from?
it to that crowd.
If he was
I feel like if that was true, I feel like if that was true, that crowd would have told us right then and there.
Yes, exactly. Like his work would have been like, oh man, I can't wait to see Hologram. Everybody's excited to see him.
Hologram, woohoo!
Nobody gave a shit about this fucking childhood hero that Tony Khan drew with fucking crayons and Crayola markers and plastered on his parents' fucking refrigerator. You fucking kidding me? Come on, bro.
Vince McMahon created The Undertaker and Stone Cold Steve Austin. Tony Khan created Hologram.
I don't believe it, man. It's fucking comical. It really is. Gee, I wonder who won this match, man. 25-0 is Hologram. He's chasing that fucking Bill Goldberg record before you know it.
Oh my God, dude. I'm trying to extend an olive branch here. I think it's a good idea that you create a gimmick, make it homegrown, make it something that you came up with, and push it correctly. But Hologram is not it.
No, Hologram is not it. This is not someone that's going to drive the audience to come watch your show live and boost ratings. Yeah. Give me a fucking break, man. Yeah, Hologram wins this thing. There was a mad rush of moves towards the end here. Rush. Lio Rush. I was going to say Roosh. Where the fuck was Roosh? That's another question. Rush dodged a charging knee, hits a poison run on Ricochet. Hologram eventually hits the trifecta on Dorada out of the corner. Rush and Ricochet battle up the ropes. Rush tried for a Hurricanrana. Ricochet held on. Hologram broke it up. dodged the bounce back stunner and connected on what he calls the portal bomb. It's basically a spinning thunder bomb. And he gets the victory
Blue
here.
Thunder Bomb.
Yeah, it's Sami Zayn's Blue Thunder Bomb, but several spins around and around and around, and he drops the guy down. So he wins. He defeats Ricochet, Lio Rush, and Máscara Dorada when Hologram pinned Rush with the portal bomb. Great. Exactly what I said before. What has Tony Khan done for CMLL with this particular match and this particular show up until this point? Outside Místico, nothing. Nothing.
Yeah.
CMLL Women's Championship match. Zeuxis versus Mercedes Moné. I wanted to like this, but I kind of knew where this was going before the bell rung, and we were all left rolling our eyes when the match was over. I didn't give Zeuxis a fucking shot in the dark here. I was hoping for a DQ because Mercedes clearly doesn't need another fucking championship. But CMLL and Tony Khan and whoever is leading the charge here seems to think otherwise. The match itself wasn't even that good, honestly. It was okay. I don't want to say it wasn't a bad match, but
no.
I honestly think that even the fans in Mexico, Jesse, are understanding exactly what's going on with Mercedes. This did not have the type of heat you would expect for a great female women's match here in Arena Mexico, man. There was basically no life up until maybe the end of the match.
So the weird part is Toni Storm was there.
She was there, yeah.
She was there. So a DQ finish would have been easy to do. But clearly there was already a preset agenda to put that title on her for whatever reason. Whoever called that shot, I'm working under the assumption that Mercedes does not get around and say that she wants to hold another company's title. I don't know if CMLL wanted to put the title on Mercedes to give it exposure going into All In, that big venue. I don't know. I don't know if Tony Khan said, hey, can you put your title on my girl? I don't know. But at the end of the day, it didn't have to be done. Toni Storm was right there to run in and make sense with it and everything else to cause a DQ. But no, they wanted to put that title on her.
This was a creative collective effort between CMLL, Tony Khan, and Mercedes Moné. CMLL did not make this decision on their own. I'm sure Tony Khan had a say here, and he has a vision for Mercedes, which we've already seen develop over the last year or so. So adding another championship was certainly not CMLL's decision. It was Tony Khan's decision, and it was Mercedes going along with it. So at the end of the day, how many belts is this now, Jesse? What is it, 7 belts? 5 belts, 6 belts?
Let's see. No, she had 4 and she lost 1. She was down to 3. And she got 1 just now. I think she's back up to 4 or 5. She's like 4 or 5.
Plus
with the Owen, yeah. Still carrying that fucking title around.
Whatever the case may be, man. I don't know. I don't know how anybody's looking at this as a good thing. Women's wrestling in AEW is fucking completely shot. You know, you're looking at this, and everybody's like, this is the belt collector gimmick that Kenny Omega did. What's the difference? The difference is AEW has completely abandoned the rest of their women's division for Mercedes. When Kenny Omega was the champion, they didn't abandon the whole fucking men's division from the top to the bottom. They didn't abandon it. They only enhanced it because Adam Page eventually took down Kenny Omega. So it's like, what are we doing with Mercedes? Who is after all of this? Who is the one that's going to beat Mercedes for the AEW Women's Championship? You got nobody left. And then, like Jesse said, you had Tony in the building, and granted, it would have been fucking cringy. Have the fucking video play during the match and have both ladies get fucking distracted with Mercedes get distracted. And then Tony shows up at the end and causes a DQ. Why couldn't we have a DQ? Why does she need another title? She's already got fucking 6 titles. What difference is this title going to make for the match at Texas? It's not going to make a fucking difference.
Jesus Christ. I don't get it. I don't. We've covered her in this nonsense, bro. I'm over it at this point. I'm trying to envision an outcome, an end game for this that would make us turn back and say, okay, now it makes sense that you put all of these fucking titles on her. It makes sense that you put her on this Goldberg-like streak. All of it makes sense now. I understand. I can't envision anything that would happen down the road to make us say this was a good idea. This is a terrible idea.
How many different variables can we go over about what's going on here? Let me ask you this. Going into Texas, is she, to you, in your opinion, is she still winning that championship from Tony?
It makes sense to put the money behind Mercedes. I mean, I'm still going to pick Toni Storm. And if it's not Toni Storm, then I am never, ever, 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 ever going to call Mercedes losing a match ever again in life. Ever.
So if Tony beats Mercedes and ends all of this, you're not gonna be what's the best way to put it? You're not gonna look at it as a terrible decision because instead of giving it to a young up and coming talent, they gave it to Toni Storm, who absolutely doesn't need the fucking rub by beating Mercedes after all this time.
Well, like I just said, there is no end to this run by Mercedes that's gonna make me look back and say this was a good idea. Nothing. I don't care who she drops the title to. It doesn't matter. Because first of all, she could drop the title to a young up-and-comer, and now we have to leave and hope that AEW books this new up-and-comer the correct way. Chris Statlander took Jade Cargill's streak. Look how they treated Chris Statlander after that. It's like a break back to being a regular nobody again. So they can give it to a young up-and-comer, but then what? At least if they drop it to Toni Storm, she dropped it to someone who's actually legitimately over. I mean, there's no outcome that's going to come from it that make me say, yeah, that was a good idea.
You got Athena out here begging to be on All In and doing an interview saying that she doesn't know if she's going to end up on the All In card. She hopes that All In is in her future. That match was right there. That match was right there, and you're going to leave one of the biggest pieces in your entire division off the fucking card in a state in which she resides. It was right there. What are we doing?
Yep. I mean, again, they could give that streak and all those accolades to Athena, and then in 3-4 weeks, Athena be back on ROH doing regular shit, and it'll be forgotten about. She'll drop the title to Sky Blue, and it'll be a done deal. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not going to follow through on it. I mean, so this is already a lost cause. It's already a bad decision, no matter who takes the title.
You got people claiming that this is helping AEW's women's division. You fucking killed the entire division, and you left this woman with 1,000 days of irrelevant matches that nobody has even fucking seen, to keep her on Ring of Honor when you had the match right there. The story was right there for you to tell in the Owen, and you refused to tell it. She wrestled that one match, which was mid as fuck. It was a great environment because it was in Boston, but then you let the match just fucking happen, and nothing happened as far as the follow-up. She vanished like a ghost in the fucking night. Where is she? This is what you call building a women's division? Now you got her begging with interviews, claiming that she wants to be at this fucking show, and there's nowhere to be found on the show. How is this helping women's wrestling? Yet Mercedes captures 2 more fucking championships in the time that she wrestled Athena, and Athena is still on nobody's television.
You got Deonna Purrazzo out there frustrated.
Deonna Purrazzo's wrestling on the indies. You got fucking Camille doing American Gladiators. These women are begging for fucking work, and you refuse to push these women. Camille is so fucking talented that American Gladiators thought that she was talented enough to be on their fucking program. Why isn't Tony Khan using her and thinking her talent is good enough for his show?
I read somewhere that she was gone for Queen of the Ring, Camille, and then she came back, but then she was going to be leaving for American Gladiators soon. So instead of having to write her off TV again, they just kept her off. And by the way, you said American Gladiators thought Camille was important enough. I just recently watched Queen of the Ring with my family. The family loved it. And Camille had a major role in it. She was the top fucking heel. She was the number one nemesis. She was the top back. She was in the last scene. She was all in that movie. Toni Storm was there, gone. Naomi was there, gone. Camille was throughout the whole goddamn movie. She was great.
Movie too? Britt Baker was in that movie too, wasn't she? No?
No. No. Camille was there. She was great.
How many times do we see Camille on television, Jesse, since December?
Never. I mean,
0.
Not at all.
0.
Not at all.
Yeah, but AEW loves women's wrestling. Sure.
Camille was phenomenal. They had a great opportunity to capitalize on that movie and Camille's role in it. She was really good in that movie. If you haven't seen that movie, go check it out and watch Camille go. She had a great fucking role. She was working right next to the star of the whole goddamn movie.
Everybody that I see Mercedes wrestle, apparently the fucking remnants of them, people are asking where they are. Athena, Camille, Jamie Hayter, all of a sudden off television. Is she hurt? Is she not hurt? We don't really fucking know. We're not going to speculate. She's going to end up on the fucking pre-show for a second year in a row on their biggest show of the year, yet she's a female that everybody wants to see built up the way that she was before she went out with injury. Where is that? Where's the work there? What are we doing? Where's Megan Bain? Megan Bain is a fucking non-factor now after she got brought in and fucking 2 months on a tear. Nothing. Where are all these women?
Oh, she's getting ready for the tag team titles, remember?
Yeah, I know she's getting ready for the tag team titles. I've been prepping you guys for now for weeks that those are coming. This Mercedes thing is ridiculous. You know, it's not even like a Roman Reigns deal. Roman held the title for 4 fucking years, and he built prestige with the championship. How do you look at Mercedes winning this belt and winning that belt and winning this belt, giving fucking notoriety and prestige to all these championships? How? Do you know what you have to accomplish to get to something like that? You got to bury fucking half the women's, never mind roster on this company, half of the women's fucking wrestling in general around the world. Bury them to get this one woman a platform that she has right now. And what good is it doing? Like Jesse said, either Tony wins, which is a fucking terrible mistake, or Mercedes wins the championship from Tony, and then what happens after that? There's nobody left, and she's got to drop those titles one after one after one after one after one, and she's going to have to lose, and she has to be a loser consecutively. Do you see that happening? What good is that going to do for Mercedes? And after she wins the women's championship and loses the women's championship, where does she go from there? She goes right back to WWE. Her stock is as high as it's ever been. She's got all these lists and all these things on her resume, and she gets the money that she wants. And goodbye, AEW. You think I'm fucking joking? Because that's exactly what I would do if I'm a human being. She never wanted to leave there. Why did she leave there? She left there because of the guy in charge. Now the guy in charge is the guy she wanted to work for. It's not that difficult to figure out, people. She's not the only one that thinks that way either.
Turns out Britt Baker was in Queen of the Ring.
Yeah, she was in that match. No. What was she in that Queen of the Ring match that they did on Dynamite several months ago? I could have swore she was in that match. That was the last match she wrestled. She
played Debbie Nichols, but
yeah,
I don't remember seeing her at all.
Yeah, she was. I didn't see the movie, so I know she was a part of it because I seen her listed on social media as part of the movie.
I'm looking at the character name, and she's like, I can't even find a screenshot of her.
Even Britt Baker's posting fucking cryptic shit now. You see that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Who knows where she's going to end up? She looks to be in the best shape of her fucking career. Where is she? What has she done? I don't know. Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
Mercedes beats Zeuxis. She's now the CMLL Women's Champion. Post-match, streamers fell. Crowd could not be bothered to give a shit. I mean, they were just kind of like, whatever, man. Aubrey put the title around Mercedes' waist. She held up 5 titles. She dropped one because she couldn't hold anymore. And then we see a video of timeless Toni Storm wearing a trench coat and walking the streets of Mexico. The video stops and we see Mina Shirakawa on the ramp waving to Mercedes as Toni is dressed in a red trench coat with a top hat. She looked like fucking Carmen Sandiego out there. Appeared behind Monet, planted her with a German suplex. It's a great visual because Mercedes had all these titles, and in the suplex, she threw all the titles behind her, and they all go scattering about. And Monet scurried away into the crowd, and Toni chases her up the ramp, and she tries for a Storm Zero on the ramp before the referees and officials break these two ladies apart. Tony Storm took the microphone and said, "Let the games begin." I don't know what that exactly means. The game should have begun 2 weeks ago. Instead, we got Mercedes eating fucking steak dinners out there for 2 weeks in a row. Now, Jesse, the games are about to begin with 2 weeks left to go till All In.
Yep. Now they start, right?
Yeah, now 3 weeks to go. Sorry, 3 weeks. And now,
24 days.
Yeah. So that's that. New champion. I want to see how well this goes over on social media. Let the Mercedes Hogan memes begin. And then in the main event, we got Jon Moxley, Wheeler Useless, the Young Bucks, and the Beast Mortos. Please tell me which one does not belong. Whereas Claudio, I don't know. Maybe he got stuck at the coffee shop. Who the fuck knows? Will Ospreay, Swerve Strickland, Samoa Joe, Katsuyori Shibata, and Powerhouse Hobbs. You know, like Jesse said, the wrestling and the action is not bad. It's all good. You got fucking 10 guys in here that know what the fuck they're doing. But at the end of the day, you throw everybody into a blender and ask me to fucking care because it's a fun match. I'm not. We really didn't get any story. I mean, I don't want to say we didn't get any story, but we didn't get any progression towards getting more excited about what's happening. Will Ospreay, Swerve Strickland. They worked as a cohesive unit tonight. They're clearly going to be wrestling the Young Bucks at All In. Jon Moxley and Adam Page. We got an Adam Page appearance at the end of this match. They threw some fists, and the babyfaces stood tall as the Death Riders retreated, which we've seen time and time again, because the Death Riders have done that to the babyfaces time and time again. What'd you make of this, Jesse? How'd you feel about this? Did you enjoy it for what it was? And are you disappointed you didn't get more as far as a storyline progression towards where we're going for All In?
No, I'm very disappointed I didn't get more storyline progression. The match was fine. It just became a little bit mundane. It just became a little AEW main event, paint by the numbers type deal, yes. You know, and then here comes the run-in, and then here comes this. I mean, the wrestling was fine. I just felt there was really nothing left on, you know, to be told about the progression of the main event story scene. I mean, we got, you know, Hangman and Moxley facing off, and Moxley cowardly, you know, powdering away. Great. That awesome stuff. I mean, this is the biggest match that you have coming up, supposedly in your company's history, the way you want to try to be billing it, and it doesn't feel anything like it. No, which is going to spark a whole new discussion, because everybody thinks that fucking Jon Moxley is going to walk out with the championship, and we're going to get 4 more months of this shit and wait till Darby Allin. I agree wholeheartedly, because that's exactly what I said with him cutting the promo, which was basically a rah-rah speech in Spanish. Does this feel like an All-In main event? No. Have we gotten any real, just substantial words of why this match is? He said it to Ospreay. I don't know why he's struggling to tell it to Jon Moxley. And they're going to wait till the last week to do this, I know. How does this feel like your main event for All In Texas? Why does this match mean so much to Adam Page? Why does he need to win the World Championship? Why does he want AEW back to the way it was? Why does he need to beat Jon Moxley? And I need to hear the same thing from Jon Moxley, too. Why he doesn't want Page to win the championship. Why his vision for AEW is best. Why him, as the world champion, needs to remain for a healthier AEW in his eyes, which we know it's not, because it's basically killing the company. We've got none of these things and none of these narratives and none of this discussion. So how does this match feel like like I said last week, Okada and Omega feels like the main event of this show, while Adam Page and Jon Moxley does not. And that's a fucking problem. So that's on AEW, and that's on their creative team, because they have not pushed the narrative on this match being the biggest match on the show with the most to gain or the most to lose. So when are we going to get that? They should be ashamed of themselves for the lack of story that they've told so far up until this point, because they want to fucking play toys in Mexico. We should have got story here, and we got nothing. Yeah. Yeah, it's been a lackluster build, man. Look, man. If I'm sitting here saying this shit, I'm trying to find the positive in it. Well, at least it's had this. At least it has done that. This build has been shit. The build has been shit, and if we don't get something substantial next week for the Omega and Okada match, that build will be labeled as shit as far as I'm concerned, because you can't have Kenny sitting at home for the entire build and bring him back on the go-home show. He better be back next week, and we need something of substance so we can at least say that build is doing pretty well.
Look at the top matches for last year's All In, and then look at the top matches for this year's All In. What's the difference? Last year they did a very good job of telling story. Ospreay MJF had a great, probably the best story that they told all in season last year. That was the best story going into the show last year. Britt and Mercedes started out great and then fizzled out because Britt got suspended. And then the match ended up being shit and the story ended up being shit. So I'm not even going to include them. Toni Storm and Mariah. Look at the fucking story that those two women told. It ended up and resulted in Mariah winning the championship, and that was a great story. And then you got Swerve and Brian, which we all knew was Brian's swan song, and he wanted to win the big one, and they involved his family, and everybody just played their roles perfectly, and ended up being a great moment and a tremendous match. Then you look at what we're getting this year. Does anything this year feel as important as it did last year? You know what they're doing? And again, it's their fucking Achilles heel. They're disguising their biggest show of the year behind great pro wrestling matches, and that is it. Omega Okada been done to death. Mercedes and Tony, it does nothing but kill the division. And then you got Hangman and Jon Moxley. They refuse to tell a fucking story and exactly do the opposite of what Jesse and I are requesting they do going into the show. So where exactly is this show lining up compared to last year's show? Last year's show is fucking miles ahead, story and match quality already, based on what they've given us. So what exactly are they doing better this year that they didn't do last year? I'm trying to figure that out, but everybody's going to be blinded because they got the biggest matches happening on this show. No, it doesn't work that way. This is why I always say story is king. They gave it to you last year. They're giving you 0 of it this year.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to get your audience emotionally invested into these matches. It's not good enough to just say the matches are happening, come show up. And so there is no competitive aspect of it. We're not going to see who is physically the best wrestler. We're going to see the story unfold that you're telling us. And if it's nothing of interest and we're just walking in to see a great wrestling match, I mean, it's fine, it's great. I can see it or not see it, whatever. I mean, I'm not emotionally invested. You're not going to get me excited for it. Sitting at home. Again, if I'm going to the stadium, if I'm going to be at All In, in Texas, cheering and hanging out and having some drinks in me, I'll probably have fun watching the match. But sitting at home, I'm not going to enjoy that shit if there's no build or a good enough build going into it.
No, that's they're not giving you enough this year, and they're fucking playing. Tony's playing with his toys. We got fucking Fyter Fest and fucking Summer Blockbuster, and we got Grand Slam Mexico. It's like, bro, you're trying to be important, and you're failing on being important. And the only thing that we care about to make you important is for story to be involved, and you're not doing it. How could you feel like you're an important fucking company going into the biggest show of the year when you refuse to tell story? So this match was a complete waste of time. It did absolutely nothing to get anybody excited about what's coming. And the baby faces chase off the Death Riders because Adam Page right now is depicted as the guy that's going to get the job done. Do I feel like he's going to get the job done? Do you feel like he's going to get the job done? No. I feel the same way that I felt every single month during this reign. I want him to win. He needs to win. I can't wait to see them actually fuck this up because I know that they're planning on giving Jon Moxley another win just for Darby Allin. After the last couple weeks, I cannot physically sit here and say that Adam Page is going to win the championship. Until it happens, like you said, Jesse, until Mercedes loses,
until
it's the same thing with Moxley. Until he loses, I'm not going to believe it. Nobody should believe it.
I feel like we all know what should happen, but I don't feel confident that the right thing will happen. Though.
And having that happen for both of those matches, man, is not a good thing going into All In. Thank you guys for a great stream. Again, I appreciate you being here, and I apologize for the couple of minutes of minor technical difficulties in the beginning of the show. Hopefully everything normalized for you guys, and hopefully everything came across well. I will be back home from my vacation tomorrow. Things will resume back to normal on Friday for SmackDown. We got a 3-hour SmackDown, hopefully the last of the SmackDowns coming up. Reportedly going back to 2 hours, so I can't wait to see what happens there. But please make sure you guys follow us on social media at JDfromNY206 Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. Go follow Jesse as well on YouTube. I linked you his channel down below in the description. Live watch-alongs. We got him doing regular content now, putting up news videos. He's going over news and rumors on streams randomly during the week. Do you have a schedule for that yet, bro?
No. So, what I'm probably gonna end up doing is doing them on days that I don't have live streams. So if I'm not doing a watch-along, on those off days, I'm gonna do what I do is this. What I try to actively avoid new news stories. So that, can you pause the music for a sec?
Yeah.
Because a lot of times people can't hear me over the music. I'm gonna go and open up some of the popular websites, Sportskeeda or Fightful or WrestleZone, ProWrestling.net, and go over the stories that they have posted and react to them live on air. And you get my fresh live reactions to those stories rather than me already knowing about them and sitting there and forming an opinion. You get a fresh reaction, much like a music reaction, something like that. It's something new I'm trying, and the response has been pretty good. I want to pick up the pace on it and keep going.
There you go. You got to try new things, bro. Otherwise, you're not going to grow.
There you go, man.
So go check that out. Go follow Jesse on social media as well, at ChyTownSmark on X. Please continue to hit that thumbs up. We are right now at 775 likes by what I see. I'd love to get at least 850 before we get out of here. So make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. And like I said, Super Chats are open. They will remain open until we get out of here. Let's start with this one. We got Havili coming in with a $200 Super Chat from Brisbane, Australia. What's up? Shout out from Brisbane, Australia, says Havili. It is Thursday, June 19th, 2025. Jesse, favorite rap group and album? He asks.
My favorite rap group. Okay, so my straight up favorite rap group is someone you've never heard of. I'll say it just so that you can hear me say it, but my favorite rap group is Psychodrama from Chicago. A group that you've heard of, maybe NWA from back in the day, man. One of the most influential rap groups of all time.
He also asks, JD, your dream holiday vacation. I may have to get back to you on that one, man. I don't really have a dream holiday vacation, but probably somewhere just very desolate, away from civilization, in a nice log cabin somewhere with a fire and a glass of whiskey, snow lightly falling from the fucking sky. Just the middle of nowhere, bro. Favorite AEW pay-per-view? I would probably say Revolution 2022? Maybe? One of the Revolutions, for sure. That's a tough one because some of those early shows were just fucking tremendous, and they had so many consecutive great shows.
I probably say the one with the one we were at when we get Bryan Danielson and Adam Cole debut.
That was All Out.
I forgot. Yeah. They all blend together for me at this point.
He also asks Bo Jackson or Deion Sanders. Well, I'm going Deion.
Bo Jackson or Deion Sanders. Bo was a White Sox, so I gotta say Bo.
Jesse, Boys in the Hood, Menace of Society, or New Jack City?
Menace.
Thanks for everything you do. Thank you, Avili. I appreciate you, brother. Always love hearing from Avili. He also says favorite version of the Frogs or 5-star Frog Splash. Oh, favorite version of the Frog Splash or the 5-star Frog Splash? RVD.
If I'm gonna pick something different, I want to give Montez Ford some props on his Frog Splash, man. It's fucking great, man.
Yeah, he's got to go. He's got that height.
Yeah.
Rusty Mills with a $10 super chat. I know one thing. I'm not going to tell when I die because I'm there already watching this damn show. Damn, I reckon Moxley's going to win in Texas. Jesus H. Christ. I don't want no damn French fries. Yeah, Rusty, I appreciate you, brother. Again, like we said, man, the last couple of weeks Our feeling about Hangman is going down, bro. Until Moxley loses, we're not going to believe anything. Havili comes in with another super chat. Thoughts on SmackDown finally going back to 2 hours? I can't fucking wait, bro. As a content creator, getting out of there at 12 o'clock instead of 1:30, it's going to mean a world of a difference for me, man. I can't wait. And I can't wait to hear people on social media complain that the roster's not being used the right way because of the 2-hour format now. Give me a break. Hannah with a $4.99. What a fire show. That crowd was hot as hell. If you didn't enjoy tonight, then oh well. Got to give major props to Brody for his shirt. I really wish that wrestlers would keep the political nonsense away from the show because people watch their programming to escape all of the political nonsense and stuff on the news. So let's keep that to a minimum, bro.
Really? Because then they incorporated it into their fucking creative, though.
Who? With who?
Pro wrestling does.
How are they going to incorporate abolish ICE into a storyline?
No, not saying that one, but Muhammad Hassan. Remember that shit?
Ah.
Incorporated into the story. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
they'll take reality.
I would love to see that, but people are too soft. But
they're fucking pussies, remember?
Yeah.
But when they incorporate it, though, then people say keep it out of wrestling. But then they don't because they're soft. So which one is it?
It's like WWE bringing retribution during the fucking pandemic. It's like, why would you do that? Like you watch the show to escape that, yet they're bringing something that's happening in real life to the show. Like nobody wants to see that.
Yeah, people want what they want until they don't. They don't fucking know what they want. Seriously, you want them to incorporate shit to be edgy, and shit like that, which I can see that. But then they want to keep this out of wrestling, keep that out of wrestling. Okay, well, I guess I can see that too, but which one is it?
Yeah.
You gotta pick one.
Joseph Gonzalez with the $4.99. I think Monet is on a short-term contract, which is why she has been on this bucket list type of run with AEW, running through everyone in a year. All right, so what good does that do AEW? She's just using them at that point. And nobody sees it. Michelle with a $2 super chat. In 2019, Mox was the man. Now he's just pathetic. Yeah, Moxley was great. This entire run has ruined his legacy. Nick Williams, 37 months. Boom, there it is. I caught up to your streams, and all I could say is fuck Bill Goldberg. Bill Goldberg was already gassed, even walking to the ring, bro.
Walking down the goddamn aisle, man.
Gunther's going to take care of him in 3 minutes. Jay Barker, thank you, brother. $5 super chat. Beast Mortos in the main event of a show before GTA 6 is crazy work. Well, the perks of dating Mercedes Moné, man. Gold Standard with a 5. AEW does not build stars like Roman or our hero CM Punk. TK isn't confident in Page winning over Moxley. No, they don't know how to build stars. They don't know how to build stars in AEW. CM Punk is his hero, though, Jesse. You hear that?
Well, I mean, Goldberg's? Oh, this guy that with the super jet.
Gold Standard.
Gold Standard, thinking like Goldberg's hero? Good, man. You got to have heroes. That's awesome. I mean,
Basic with the $4.99. JD, scream a little louder, brother. We can't hear you. Beast Mortos in the main event because he's dating, or I guess he's doing too, dating the CEO.
Oh, come on. Come on. I'm not trying to imagine what that ends up looking like.
Listen, man. Apparently, he is a very attractive individual, man. I don't know. He's getting his law license too, man. He's really an attorney.
I don't know. Is he better looking than Makaze?
I don't know. I don't know what he looks like.
I'm sure we can find it.
She's obviously got a she's obviously got a type. Okay, let's put it that way. She's got a type.
Oh, I guess.
Basic.
He's getting the beast now.
I guess. Yeah. Grant La Ponder with a $5 super chat. I would rather listen to you guys on Wednesday nights than watch AEW. Get the title off Moxley and put it on a Hangman. Tony has no clue AEW is sinking bad. Well, according to Tony Khan, their ratings year over year are up. He blatantly lied to a Mexican reporter today.
Wow.
Glow J with A2. Shaking my head, I knew that ring looked small. Kids ring, LOL. I don't know if it was a CMLL ring or if it was a regulatory AEW ring, but it was not as small as the Grand Slam Australia ring. I'll tell you that right now. Robbie. What happened, Jesse?
I'm really sitting there tripping about Britt Baker being in Queen of the Ring. I just watched that movie. I never saw her. I went looking for it online. I cannot find a single image of her in that movie. But everywhere I look, it says that she had like a brief cameo. Like if you blinked, you missed it. I missed it.
Oh, so like MJF in that movie with the family. What the fuck was it? What movie?
Happy Gilmore?
No. He's in, you've seen him in the trailer.
Yeah.
Zac Efron was in it. With
another movie before this?
Yeah, that wrestling movie, that recent wrestling movie that came out. The chat's gonna help me out because I can't think right now. Zac Efron was in it.
Oh. The fucking the Von Erichs.
Yes.
Iron Claw.
Iron Claw. Yes, thank you. Apparently MJF was in that too. I didn't see him in that. It was like a blink and you missed it type of deal.
Yeah, I don't know if I remember it either.
Yeah. Robbie, thank you, brother. Richard Kahn with a $2 super chat. Hey, JD, 6 belts Monet. What a laugh. Yeah. It's pretty pathetic, bro.
Oh, my God.
Gold Standard with a 5. Our hero, CM Punk. If he was still in AEW, the ratings for AEW would be off the charts. But TK is not a real boss, so Punk left. Wait, are you trolling Jesse, bro? Really?
No, it's very original. I never heard that before. Thank you for that. You are, I mean, the insights is just amazing, bro. That's brilliant. No one's ever thought about that. Bro, that's, man.
We got $4.99 from Ian Higginbottom. Nah, Jesse, we got to put on some Hulk fists or shocker boppers over this CM Punk slander. Sorry, bro.
What are those?
I don't know.
Me either.
They're definitely not a Chicago thing, I'll tell you that.
Nah, I don't know what the fuck that is.
Gold Standard with a $5 super chat. He says, CM Punk, our hero for president.
See how delusional they are, man?
Cam G with a $10 super chat. This show was so boring, it legit tucked me in and put me to sleep, JD. But I was sure to be here for the real excitement for OTS. Also, I kind of like your background. Feels old school. OTS for life. I don't like it, bro. I'll be back home tomorrow. But thank you. I need my green screen. I need my venue, bro. Willie with a Billy bomb. Thank you again, brother. Hopefully, if you did go to the show, and that is legit, hopefully you get home safe, man. Enjoy your time in Mexico. Sidro, thank you for the jokes, brother, and thank you for the medical update. Hopefully you are well. Please get well soon. Robbie with a $1.99. Watch them do MJF versus Bandito at All In. No. That's not happening. Francis Loop. We got 2 $5 super chats. I don't know why all these wrestling companies are allowing Mercedes to beat their champions. Who's making the creative decisions? I'm sure Mercedes is a part of all of that, bro. He also says, so right now, unofficially, there are 10 members of the Don Callis family. Mox and Darby do not need a title. Oh, but Tony thinks they do. Ankle Break AJ with a $5 super chat. This year versus last year's stories for All In are night and day. Last year's stories were a lot better even when AEW last year was struggling. That's an issue. Yeah. Listen, 2024 was a bad creative year. I honestly think 2025 is their worst year yet. Lavelle with a 2. Any chance Goldberg beats Gunther? No. Gunther ends him in 3 minutes. Adam Hernandez.
Same way that Bray Wyatt was going to win.
Bro, Goldberg can barely fucking... Did you see the way he climbed the ropes, bro?
Yep. Sure did.
Guy fucking tore a kneecap just climbing the second rope.
Very aware. He busted himself open before the fucking match of... This guy fucking bled himself the hard way. going out to the ring, and he still beat Wyatt. Man,
Adam Hernandez with a $20 super chat. Thank you, bro. Heard a rumor a few weeks ago about Mercedes. No loss clause in her contract after tonight and going into Texas. You think this is true? Again, Jesse and I have said it for weeks. Until we see her lose, I'm not going to believe any other outcome but her winning, bro. It's not a good look. It's now gotten to a point where it's damaging a lot of aspects around not only the show but the entire division. Scorpio with a $5 super chat. Do you guys think part of the reason Mariah May left AEW was because of Mercedes? I personally think that's one of the reasons for sure.
I don't know, man. She could. That's the best move for her career, though. I mean,
but she could.
Probably what she was going to go in. But that wouldn't be the best move for her career, now would it? Though.
No.
So I mean, maybe she's looking out for her own career.
Also, can TK please make Megan Bayne a solo star? She is special. Well, it'll probably end up being Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford. I don't know if they'll be the first tag team champions. It's probably rightfully going to a heel team first. They would be top consideration. But they will be going for the tag team titles when they are unveiled. That's the way it's going to be. Fulgence Henry, what's up, brother? $4.99. Tony refuses to pay wrestling ring tariffs. Oh, well. It is what it is, bro.
Goldberg is a better wrestler than Gunther. Sinister, you are lucky that you are a member of my crew, man.
Well, Ibu from Wrestling Purist said that Goldberg is a better wrestler than Logan Paul.
Yeah. I don't know what I don't. You know, somebody just said CM Punk for president. I mean, bro, wrestling fans are fucking stupid.
I think Ibu is a fucking smart ass motherfucker, bro. But some people think that we have bad takes. Believe that?
Goldberg is not only not a good wrestler now, he has never been a good pro wrestler.
No.
He is an absolute gimmick. He is
and I don't care what he did in Japan because I didn't see it.
He's an absolute brainchild of Eric Bischoff. That's it. That's it. He was booked well. He was made to look good by all of the fucking talent in WCW. The guy can't fucking wrestle.
No.
William Regal stretched that fucker out so bad it made him look terrible.
Yeah. Fulgence, thank you, brother. Adam Hernandez with a 20. More storyline in Britt Baker's contract than AEW itself. Listen, man, Britt's going to go where Britt's got to go. Hopefully she's out of this soon. I don't know how much time she's got left, but for all we know, Tony's going to tack time on top of her contract. We don't fucking know. And Francis with a 5. QT Marshall had a cameo in Dwayne Johnson's 2018 movie Rampage. He played an FBI forensic agent in execution of a federal warrant. That's
interesting.
Great. I didn't see it. Who cares? Thank you, bro. Thank you guys for a great stream. Appreciate you guys showing up tonight. I'll be back home tomorrow. Jesse, any final words before we get out of here?
He had an undefeated streak. He got because he's talented. No, I think I'm good for the night, bro.
CM Punk for president, bro.
I'm right. Okay.
Thank you guys for a great stream. I will see you all right back here on Friday for SmackDown. You guys will get your streams back the way you deserve, man. SmackDown Post Show right here on Off the Script. Until then, guys, have a good night, and I'll see you back Friday for more on the podcast. I'll see you guys later.